Welcome to Crusade with me, the podcast where we rise up, rally the faithful, and fight back against the forces of moral decay and destruction. I'm your host, Dave, and today we're diving deep into a subject that is burning on my heart, and that's the call for authentic crusaders in this screwed up world of ours. A world where families are under siege, marriages are crumbling, and the foundation of God's divine order is being shredded in the public square. It's time to face the truth and head on and rise up to the challenge. The need for real warriors has never been more urgent, so grab your armor, because today we go to war against lies, against corruption, against the destruction of everything sacred. Well, hello, love.
Hi, honey. How are you?
I am good. I am very good. I switched from coffee. Did you see? You told me you had orange juice.
I have a whole thing of orange juice that needs to get drunk. So thank you.
And there was a big bottle of gin in there also.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
I have water and there's ice cubes in it.
Yeah, I'm not a water kind of a guy.
I'm trying to
Unless
flush all
it's
this stuff
really
out.
hard water, like chunks of water.
I am very dehydrated. I feel it on my lips.
Trying to get over it. But hey, I want to talk about being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a word that we don't use very often nowadays, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Being authentic. What does it mean to you?
I was just going to ask you, do you have a definition? Real.
To be authentic.
Real.
I'm real. I know me. I've said that before, right?
I know the real you.
I know me too. You know why I know me?
Mm.
I recognize my voice, and I'm wearing my underwear. It's me.
Does the name on your underwear match the name on your driver's license?
Well, for itty bitty, well, no, that's not her name, but today's of the week.
Yeah. Do I dare tell that story? No. She likes her days of the week under panties, and by golly, if her mom does not,
wrong.
She's not on top of the laundry, and she does not have her Friday panties on Friday, she is not happy. And I never want to babysit on Friday when the laundry is not caught up.
When the Friday panties aren't Fridays.
Yeah. There's no compromise.
But
I did finally
found
locate
them.
them.
They
Yes.
were clean. They were
good. Clean, and they were on top of the dresser. Yes.
Yep.
Thank goodness. There was no convincing her, let's just do Saturday panties and you'll be ready.
Have you ever met a more stubborn 4-year-old? She's pretty stubborn.
She's a little OCD, or I don't know. She just likes things her way. I can
Don't we all?
I can relate to that.
We all like things.
She didn't fall far from the Mimi tree, I guess. Her father, she didn't get that from her father, I don't think. I don't know where it came from, but I don't know. She's funny.
You don't have your Saturday panties in a bunch, do you, or anything?
I do not have those. No. And I think I've said this to our daughter. Now, if that granddaughter had those, they would be. She would never have the correct days of the week underwear on them, unless it was by accident, because they like. She doesn't even wear the correct socks on purpose.
Yeah,
she wears one colored sock on a different foot. Yeah.
That's the thing.
They never, that's.
Well,
at least they say that.
That's their authentic self, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, I want to talk about being authentic. And that's an interesting concept, because part of me thinks in and of itself, in humanity, human beings, we are not 100% authentic. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I just don't know that we, in and of ourselves and our natures, can be 100% authentic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in one sense, I think we were designed by God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were designed perfectly.
We were made in his image.
Correct. So that would be our authentic self, correct?
True.
Well, okay, but I ain't that.
Mm-hmm.
So how authentic am I being? Know what I mean? And that's unintentional because that's the fall of man, fall of humanity. That we are truly not authentic from the standpoint of we are not what we were when we were created.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we could say that about all of, how many times have we said after being together for 40 years now,
Mm-hmm.
we are not the same people we were
Mm-hmm.
nearly 40 years ago when we got over 40 years ago when we got together,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean we're not authentic?
I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to use the word ironic because that's a man-made word, but because I like to say the spirit. But we did not know we were going to do this topic
Mm-mm.
today. But yesterday, I was, again, had a lot of time to lay around and think. You went back to work. So yesterday, I tried to, start disinfecting some things because I had a little bit more energy. And then I could only do so much and then I have to lay back down. So for reasons I don't have to get into, but I was thinking about something along this line. And I had this thought about because even in a marriage, you still try after all these years,
Mhm.
you try to put your best foot forward to your spouse.
Mhm.
And maybe you still, even after all these years, don't totally reveal yourself completely to that person. And maybe I'm speaking about myself.
Mhm.
Your worst parts of yourself, I'm saying.
Mhm. Right.
Again, this story is just me, but the one person in my life who knows the worst of me, maybe, and through her, is my mother.
Mhm.
My mom knows my
Mhm.
worst. And so maybe that's my authentic self. M-
Is being your mother's daughter?
No, that
Oh, okay.
and making that relatable in that definition of that's the authenticness that you're talking about. You can't really describe it.
No, you're right.
It's just your
Yes. Right.
being
Right.
because I'm unguarded completely. I'm not
Mhm.
thinking about, oh, I can't show this or I can't show that. I'm ugly, but she loves me completely. The good, the
Correct.
bad,
Correct.
and the
Correct.
ugly.
Mhm.
I'm not, there's no pretense with her
Correct.
whatsoever. And I'm embarrassed to say that. I mean,
No,
we've
no,
talked
no.
about
Right.
that.
Right.
I'm embarrassed to say that. But she loves me completely. She doesn't talk bad about me. I mean, if you meet her friends, they talk about how lovely and wonderful I am. And I'm like, yeah, right. And I've even told her, Mom, you can complain to your friends. You can talk bad about me. Everybody needs an outlet. You could
Mhm.
tell them, you know, I'm okay with that. She will not talk bad about me at
Right.
all. But
Right.
I just had that thought yesterday, and I'm thinking that being authentic,
Sure. No,
it's not even a conscious decision. It
no,
just,
exactly. Well, and that's kind of what this podcast today, this episode is about what you're talking about is an
conscious,
unconscious,
yes.
not even a decision.
Mm-mm. Right.
All right, it's just being.
Yes.
Really, what I'm talking about today, I think, is more about people that are not authentic, and that's by design,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or there are people that think they're authentic
Mm-hmm.
because they might not look very deeply because they don't want to,
Mm-hmm.
because subconsciously they know the truth,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's easier to be superfluous and just remain on the surface. And that's not being authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wanted to talk about what is it to be authentic. And I want people, we need authentic crusaders in a fallen world.
Mm-hmm.
We need people that understand. And I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not saying I've got the corner on the market here. I do not. I am trying to figure out and understand myself and be certain that I am being authentic. And over the years, I have figured out that one thing is, for whatever reason, and I think it's in my DNA because of the way I was designed, and I think it's in a lot of DNA, I love the Bible and I love Scripture. That's just kind of me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that mean I'm being authentic? I certainly don't live the Bible, right? I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty screwed up. But we've all seen it. Every single day, we are bombarded with messages that directly oppose the designs that God laid for us.
Mm-hmm.
We're told that marriage doesn't matter,
Mm-hmm.
that gender is fluid,
Mm-hmm.
that the family unit is outdated,
Mm-hmm.
that truth is relative.
Mm-hmm.
What's more disturbing in this fact that people are now trying to rewrite the very foundation of God's order, trying to pull the rug out from under everything that is sacred. There's no such thing as sacred anymore. Nothing is sacred.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a war on truth. It's a war on families, and it's a war on the Creator's intentions for His creation. And that bothers me. Now, I know some of you may be feeling the weight of this. You're wondering, what can I do? It feels like the world is falling apart. And I agree. It feels like it's all spiraling into chaos. But listen to me. This is exactly why we need authentic crusaders. Because if we sit idly by, if we stay silent, and if we are complicit in the destruction, we're called to fight, to stand, and to be the change this world desperately needs. But it's easier to bury my head in the sand,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the great deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
And his plans haven't changed, and his tactics haven't changed. But man, are they effective.
Mm-hmm.
Man, are they effective. And they work now like they worked in Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of got us here.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it mean to be authentic? And then I'm calling for people to be authentic crusaders, to crusade with me. And what does that mean? What does that look like? It's kind of like what I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to hear what your definition is then.
There are times and places, you know, I think you alluded to this. There are times and places that we all act. we have beloved dear family that are thespians, correct?
Yes.
Your brother and or sister-in-law all the siblings are thespians. They're
Yes.
excellent,
Well, my
good at it.
sister-in-law was involved in the
Yes.
theater too.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they actually kind of get like paid to perform and act.
Uh-huh. Yes. One of them was just on Chicago Med.
I know that.
Yeah, we're missing him today. He was going to be a bartender
I
today.
know.
Yeah.
We were going to go to the lounge.
Yeah. His character was going to be a bartender today. Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. O'Rourke.
Nobody who. All right. I don't watch that show. I did watch it because I got to support him.
I love Chicago Med.
And
he beat up Ripley.
After 10 minutes, I'm like, now I know why I don't watch this show.
He beat up Ripley. Now he's spiraling out of control again.
I don't know.
Anyways.
But all right, so they're paid. They do that for a living, and Jake does, yeah. And they do well. And Allison is doing a lot.
She's getting back involved in the theater again. Yes,
and Ashley also. All three very talented actors. I guess that's what you call them, right? They're performers. Yes. They're actors.
Yeah, they're actors.
Well, they all sing though too. I mean,
they have many talents.
Yeah.
One of them just produced a baby.
That's a talent.
I know.
That's a talent.
And
she's cute as a button,
and
too.
You know.
Man. And that scares me because, like, she already knows a camera.
I know.
You know what I mean?
And she almost strikes the same pose.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody can see that but me, sweetheart. But anyway.
I know. But you know.
I know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else that's listening and seen her.
So, but for Ivanhoe, what is her name?
Huh?
What is her name? The little one. The newest.
Oh, the nugget?
Yeah.
Loxley.
Okay, not Ivanhoe.
I was going to say
not Ivanhoe. Not Ivanhoe. Loxley. That's right.
Ivanhoe.
It was I don't know where I was going.
Yeah. You were going.
Ivanhoe wasn't even Robin Hood. I think that was
I have no idea.
King Arthur.
She has many names. Nicknames.
She's being authentic.
Well, yeah, she has no choice, right?
Loxley was being authentic.
So we need to go backwards in life.
Maybe so.
We need to become like babes. I think there's scripture to support that, right?
Just a few. Just a couple.
Mm-hmm.
But, so what does it mean to be authentic? It means that I'm not acting. I'm not performing. And in my vocation, I act a lot. I perform, right? I mean, I have to say things a certain way.
You have to pretend to be mean.
No, I have to pretend to be nice. actually, I have to pretend to be nice, but actually... That's funny. Yeah, no, I have to pretend to be mean. I like that. That sounds much better. I have to pretend to be mean. And I guess I do sometimes. I never consider it being mean, though. I don't think I'm a mean person, and I don't think I'm being mean.
No, but that's their perception.
I know it is some people's perception.
There's another one, perception.
Yeah, that's a terrible, terrible rabbit hole to go down.
I know.
That's one of those terms
That would be it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry, I digress.
No. Just that.
I'm just wondering how your definition differed than what I was talking about. But anyways, that's a discussion.
Well, being authentic is being real and not acting or performing. That's it. But my point is, how often are we able to be authentic? I think you kind of alluded to it.
That's what I was talking about.
Right. A lot of times I'm not authentic because I like my job and I have to keep my job because I'm not independently wealthy. Right. So I need to work and get paid. And I understand I have to conduct myself in a certain way. That doesn't necessarily mean that's me. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying?
I am with my mom 24/7. You
Right.
can't fake anything. And here's the other time. You want somebody to be authentic, ride in a car with them when they're driving. My mom
Yeah.
knows my real self when I'm driving a car because I have this much patience
They often call
for
that
people.
they often call that road rage, sweetheart. But anyway.
Oh dear.
So what's your definition of authentic?
No, I don't have a written
Mine
definition. That was
neither.
my example.
Yeah, mine
And
either.
you kind of led me to believe that I was going down the wrong path.
No, not at all.
And it sounded like when you just gave your example, we were doing, it was
Exactly the same.
exactly the same, except different. Sorry.
No, princess. That's not what I said.
I know.
No, but look, being authentic, I think, is a
Not
rare,
pretending to be something that you,
right,
yeah.
is a rare commodity in our society today,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
It's rare. And being blunt, you know what really disturbs me? Is the lack of authenticity in a lot of churches today.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's perception.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that word.
It's just hard to, we touched on this a little bit in the upcoming episode, but it's just hard to distinguish between what is authentic and what isn't, what is real, what isn't. How do we, and this is probably a rhetorical question, but unless you have an answer over there, how do we distinguish between authenticity?
By not blindly following trends.
Okay.
It's by not shouting the loudest. It's definitely not about being the public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm asking for people to be authentic crusaders, to crusade with me,
Right.
that's about crusaders standing firm in the truth. And I'm not talking about my truth, your truth, their truth over there. Right. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about standing in God's truth,
Mm-hmm.
which is unchanging. That's what I'm talking about. Even when it's unpopular, even when it's uncomfortable, even when the world is screaming in your face to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
A crusader doesn't retreat in the face of opposition. A crusader doesn't back down when the mob comes for them. A crusader doesn't look at their family being torn apart by the lies of society and say, well, there's nothing I can do. A crusader stands tall. They rise above the noise and they fight for the values that are worth fighting for. So I'm talking about the values that are rooted in God's divine order. The sacredness of marriage between one man and one woman. The sanctity of the family unit. And the understanding of our identity as designed by God Himself. These are the things that we are called to protect, preserve, and defend. These are the things that are worth fighting for. Isn't there a song about something worth fighting for? Was that Mulan?
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, the men sing it.
Well, one's a girl.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of what I'm talking about. We need authenticity in this world today because this world is full of BS and full of, and I'm not disparaging my beloved nephew and nieces, but our world is full of thespians, full of actors.
Off the stage. Right.
Off the stage.
Right. That's
correct.
okay up there, yeah.
I meant to ask Ashley when we were in Pensacola. We spent some time with Ashley down in Pensacola.
Last summer,
And I was going to ask her, when we're sitting here on the beach chit-chatting and having fun or out floating in the Gulf, whatever Gulf you want to call that Gulf.
Well, then it was the Gulf
of Mexico. Yeah.
Now it's the Gulf of America.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When are you acting and when are you just being my niece? I really should have asked her. I had the opportunity and I didn't. And we've had, I don't want to tell on my nephews and nieces.
No.
I was thinking about our nephew, who also bartends in a major city, how much he hates people.
Well, obviously.
But you don't know it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's not tell that. No. Keep that to yourself. No.
I find that hilarious. And I understand that. I fully understand that. I do.
It's hard to be in the
service industry altogether.
Yes. Yeah. And you meet all kinds of people who feel that you should wait on them because you're paying them, and
well, but in order to fight this battle that I'm talking about, we need to understand the nature of what we're facing. It's not just a battle of ideas. It's a battle of souls.
yes.
The forces that we're up against want to blur the lines and erase distinctions and destroy the very essence of what it means to be a man, a woman, a husband, a wife, a mother, a father. They want to strip away God's divine order and replace it with confusion, chaos, and contradiction. That's what's at stake. We see it in the attack on marriage. The world wants us to believe that marriage is whatever we say it is. It's a man with a man, a woman with a woman, or maybe even two people of any combination. The goal is to strip marriage of its meaning, its purpose, and its sacredness. But that's not what God designed marriage to be. In the book of Genesis, we see God created man and woman for each other. Marriage is a covenant, not a social construct or a contract. It's the cornerstone of society. It's the foundation of the family and the bedrock of civilization. And if the enemy can destroy marriage, he will destroy everything else that follows. I mean, it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
It is that serious. We see the same thing with the attack on the family. The family unit is under assault like never before. Fathers are absent, mothers are abandoned, children are left to fend for themselves in a world that is hostile to their well-being. The family is the first institution God created. And it's the first line of defense against the forces of darkness. If we lose the family, we lose everything. That's why we need authentic crusaders who will stand up for the sanctity of marriage and the strength of the family unit. To be authentic, I think we also have to call out nonsense. Let's expose the lies for what they are. Flat out lies from the pit of hell. Society wants us to believe that traditional values are outdated, that gender is a social construct, that children don't need a mother and a father, and that marriages can be anything and everything. But that's not true. These are lies. And we cannot. And I will not stand by and allow them to redefine truth. Truth is objective. Truth is God's truth, and it's unchanging.
Mm.
I think of when Jesus was in front of Pontius Pilate,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Pilate asked Jesus, what is truth? Right?
Mm.
It's not a new question, a new concept. The devil's been at this a long time. And we need to be aware of that. And we have to be authentic. What are you thinking? I want to hear what you're thinking. I can tell the wheels are turning over there.
No, nothing. I'm just listening.
Look, the lie that marriage can be anything that we want it to be is absurd. It's dangerous. The lie that children are better off without a mother and a father, takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that line. Takes a village, my ass. It's an attack on the family. It's an attack on the next generation. The lie that God doesn't have a design for gender is a direct attack on God's image in us. Science is science. And I guess it's no different than church, right? I mean, we pick the science we want to follow, and the science we don't agree with, we ignore. And I'm talking about we as humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Churches are subject to the same thing. But these are the lies that are being fed to our children, to our grandchildren, to our communities, and to the world. And as authentic crusaders, it is our job to stand up, speak the truth, and reject the lies. And when I talk about the truth, I'm talking about God's truth, the unchanging truth, not moral relativism. You don't like the rules today, wait 10 minutes, they'll change.
Mm-hmm.
God's rules never change. It's time to raise up, my fellow crusaders. The world may be dark, but that's where we are called to be the light. The world may be broken, but that's why we are called to be the healers. The world may be lost, but that's why we're called to lead. God's design for family, for marriage, for human flourishing, it's all under attack. But we have a mission to fight for it, to call out the lies, to rebuild what's been broken. But this isn't a call for passive observers. This is a call for action. If you're hearing this and you're feeling the fire in your bones, then it's time to stand up. Speak out. Take action. Protect your family. Defend marriage. Call out the lies when you hear them. Don't be afraid to be the one who stands against the tide of public opinion. Don't be afraid to be the voice of truth in a world full of lies. The authentic crusader does not just exist to fight battles, but to win them. And if we are to win, we must fight with every ounce of strength, every piece of armor God has given us, and every weapon in His Word. What's your thoughts, my love?
I'm just going to say that I do my best to live my authentic self every day, and sometimes that authenticity is ugly and not pretty,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not talking physicalness,
No,
but
I get it.
but I do my best, and I power myself with the Word of God and prayer, and I try not to focus inward all the time, and I'm trying through this, what we're
Correct.
doing here,
Correct.
I'm also trying to now, as I get stronger and stronger, trying to now push outward and look outward. And I don't know why I call it this, but I'm trying to name it and claim it. And as I think of people that I feel are on the same journey or are struggling or are needing a little something, I'm
Right.
naming it and claiming it and praying for them and or offering up encouragement or whatever. Um, and that's my authentic self. And I'm trying to block out the noise of people who may not see my authenticity or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be concerned. And I offer
I agree.
that.
Amen to that, sister.
I
Amen to that.
offer that up also as advice that you got to cancel out the negativity, and it doesn't matter. And I'm a person that, worries too much what people think. But
Yes.
in this
Yes,
battle,
you do.
it isn't about me.
Right.
So that's my.
But that's
closing
you
thought.
being authentic. That's you, because I know you.
Yeah.
I know you.
I care too much.
And you do.
I
I've said
love-
that, right? I've said that.
Yep.
I've said you care too much.
I love
Specifically what people think.
Yeah, but I love with the love of Jesus, and I care with the care. I'm compassionate. That's just who I am. But anyways, it's not about me. But that's my closing thoughts for you.
And we need to have more authentic crusaders like you in formation.
Yeah.
And ready to fight.
I'll be in the back. I'm being authentic.
That is being authentic because for years I've said this. You've had this. And now with your medical conditions and your hearing loss, and you were in your younger days, you were a singer,
Mm-hmm.
and in high school you got a perfect score of 10 in the state of Illinois for a solo. I mean, you can sing.
I could.
Well, I think you still can, but
No.
you are a little more
Can't
critical.
hear. I can't
I know
sing
you
on
can't hear.
pitch.
Have you heard of this clown named Beethoven?
Yeah. But
Okay.
he wasn't singing. But I get your point. I get your point. Okay.
I forgot where I was going with that.
I think you were going to say, I've always said
You were going to be a
Gladys
pip.
Knights in the
You
Pips.
wanted to be the Pips. You
I
wanted to
never
be the
wanted to
background.
be Gladys Knights.
Thank
but
you.
I
You're
wanted
exactly
to be a
right.
Pip. So I think, I'm always.
So you're being authentic.
Yeah.
Saying, I'll be in the back.
Yeah.
That's authentic, Kathy.
I want to be a part of the team, but I never want to be out in
Right.
front. I'm
Right.
I'm a background kind of person.
Right. So if you're listening today and you feel that calling in your spirit, then I urge you, don't back down. Step into the fight. Be an authentic crusader for truth, for family, for marriage, for the glory of God's design. The world needs you. Your family needs you. Your future needs you. Thanks for tuning in to the episode of Crusade with me. And until next time, stand firm, fight hard, never back down from the truth. God bless you. And as always, crusade with me.